We can get his thoughts. So you just came over to Santino and spoke to Larry Foyt. What are you upset about, Ramon?
Oh, I just say that they need to do a better job at not blocking people, crashing into people, or just generally being off the way of everyone. He screwed me in qualifying. I don't know why he slowed down in his lap. I was 7 tenths down on my lap, finished the lap 3 tenths down. I lost 4 tenths behind him. I really don't understand IndyCar race control. I don't know if that's not blocking. I don't know what it is. So I'm really annoyed. We've had a tough weekend. I think the car came alive in qualifying, but I just couldn't get my lap. So too many mistakes on our end. Pressure were not right. We've been stopping with top speed. But that one, it's not on us.
Thank you, Ramon.
I guess I missed that. Let's go learn a little bit more about the driver of the 60 down on pit lane. Kev?
Well, there are a lot of people that felt like they didn't get their cleanest lap. Tell me about your qualifying session. Did you have more in it if you had been able to have clear track?
Yeah, I think a little bit. It's just going quicker and quicker as the tires get warmer. Yeah, I don't know. Pietro held me up. I think maybe Dixon held he up. I tried to be close to him so they would get a penalty because that's the only way they give people a penalty. And then I went off, so it's double trouble.
Are you making progress with the car to where you might have something that you can do something with in the race?
Yeah, I think race is a different story. In quali, I think we're just too slow. We're lacking something. We're driving our asses off, and we're like a second off the pace. But yeah, I think there was probably a little bit more in it to transfer, but yeah, it's just too far away, I think.
Thanks, Felix. Marty.
Kevin, for now, Graham Rahal did not transfer, but IndyCar told him to stay in the car. Evidently, something Scott Dixon did on the track is being reviewed right now. So Graham Rahal out for the moment, but IndyCar stewards are reviewing whatever happened with Scott Dixon on the track, Dylan.
Augustine Canapino has been fast so far this weekend, but does not advance out of the first round. What did you feel like happened on your lap? Where did the speed go that you had?
I don't know. Honestly, every time we have the same issue, no? For some reason we are good on practice, but for some reason that we don't know, we are not good on qualifying, so it's what it is.
How will I think you will start 20th tomorrow, so what kind of challenge is that going to present just kind of early on in the race for you?
I think 18. Finally I finished 9. So it's not a bad position, of course, in the middle of the war, so I'm going to try to survive and try to do the best race possible.
Thanks, Augustine.
And if you feel like you should have a chance to at least move up one spot.
I mean, at the end, I don't want to give penalties to anybody. It's just what happened. I don't know who we had ahead. I was on a push lap. We were going quite a bit quicker than that lap I set, and we had to back off to make a gap for the next one. And yeah, I couldn't push through turn 6, 7, the final chicane, just because he backed up. Whether it was his fault or people ahead were backing up, I don't know, obviously. But I respect Scott a lot. I know, he knows what he's doing. It's just, yeah, it cost us a good lap time there. So we'll see if people get, pushed back, and then we might get a shot at a Q2.
Is the car in a place where you can move forward? Do you feel like you've made progress throughout the weekend?
Yeah, the car is great. The team has done a fantastic job. Obviously, it's a new track for me, so there's a lot of learning involved. But I think we've executed decently well, and it's got to keep evolving. There's a lot of tracks this year that I don't know, so you're always a bit on the back foot.
Thank you, Pietro.
Hey, Kev, you can tell him to take the helmet and Hans device off. It's over. Results are final.
Dixon for a while. That never came to fruition, but you had a little traffic on your lap as well. You also had a lockup. What hurt you worse, the lockup or the traffic?
Yeah, I think the lockup just killed the left front tire. It was to start my best lap and just roasted the left front from the very beginning. My loss to Christian, literally, it's all brake zones. I mean, it's turn 8, which you see if I press later, I'm already locking where I'm at. It's turn 1. Those are huge chunks. I mean, half a second between those two. So very frustrating because all weekend that's been the loss, but I can't seem to get the car to be acceptant of a later brake zone right now. But look, it's disappointing to miss by half a tenth. I wish we could get the I-Packet car through. Ultimately, we have a big grid penalty anyway, so we'll start 20th. But you wanted to at least, gain a little bit of ground, make your life easier tomorrow. But it is what it is.
I appreciate it, Graham. And I did chat with him, Lee, about that grid penalty. They did have to change an engine coming into the Detroit Grand Prix. He said we had the same exact Honda parts that all the engines let go in the Indy 500. We had no choice. We had to put a fresh one in before this race. So that's why they start 6 positions deeper. We'll start 20th tomorrow.
And so
Here, so you'll start 10th tomorrow. And you said this morning, despite all the off-track stuff, that the car was really good. So or is this about where you thought you could be today?
Yeah, you know, first off, I just want to say sorry for what I said and how I acted to Kyle and towards Cole. And, you know, they're great competitors. I was definitely a little hot out of the car. And I love racing against them, man. And it's good now. But, yeah, this is kind of where I feel the 14 Sexton Property Chevrolet should be. I feel like we're a top 10 car. I kind of missed it on the lap a little bit to move it a little further forward, but it's real tight and looking forward to a good race tomorrow.
I don't know if you could see from the car, but after the first round, Grosjean came down and spoke to Larry and was upset. He felt like you impeded him. One, what do you think of that? But two, how hard is it really to just find clear racetrack out here?
Yeah, obviously, I had actually no idea who was behind me. I thought it was Will, because that's the last car that I'd passed. And, you know, they were just reading off gaps, and we were trying to do a cool down and push. So, you know, it's tight here, man. It's tough. If IndyCar's not calling it, then it's not really a big deal. And he honestly didn't look that close to me when I was checking the mirrors. So, yeah, it's just small track, short track racing on a street course.
14's fast. They'll start 10th tomorrow.
All right, so there's the smile.
Comes yours, bro. You know what I mean? You got this, man.
All right, Will. I know it's always frustrating when it's difficult in qualifying. You need the best starting position, but why the extra level of frustration today?
Oh, because if you're the last one across the line in that situation, the track was just better. So the first half of my lap was slippery, and then it was very good last sector. But, yeah, really, I'm not just frustrated because we didn't make it, but it's a tough field, man. And I just need a littlest bit, and that, you know, just if you went out last, you would have had a better shot. It is what it is, you know, it's fine.
Does a track like this just kind of breed frustration? We're seeing a lot of that here today.
Yeah, I mean, I've been good. I just know when it's that close, where you go it really matters. Not that we could have controlled that, but, you know, again, you could get caught out by yellow as well, you know, being the last one across, but it's one of those things, man. It's tough. It's tough.
Thanks, Will. Marty.
Pato Ward's had a second to kind of cool down after what happened to him. What exactly did happen, Pato?
I was just trying to get out of the way. Honestly, we shouldn't have even transferred into Q2. Just because, I mean, I was in Felix's gearbox, and everybody's trying to gap, but then there's cars on flyers that come out before the sequence, I guess, and you can't back up because then you're going to mess up their lap. But then you also can't speed up because then you're going to mess up your own chance to get a lap in. So Kirkwood was coming behind me, and I knew there was still going to be a stack up later on after turn 5. So I decided to give him room here because it was probably the best area to kind of give him a chance and not get a penalty. But, you know, sadly these cars don't have rear-wheel steering, so I couldn't get the radius done, and then I stalled the car whenever I tried to kind of get it back into neutral. And it's just, you know, I don't know. I know why we got sent out like that, because we had a front left brake on fire. Like, you know, get a fan on the thing or something. Let's not screw ourselves in the process.
Can you describe how frustrating the last 5 days have been for you, Pato?
No, it's been fine. I mean, it's a new week. It's a new race weekend. You know, I think we had an opportunity to get into the Fast 6. It's just, you know, it's so tight. You can't be playing around with gaps. Like, you gotta, you know, you either gonna give up with an extra lap but just get 3 clean laps, or you're gonna end up like me or like Power. So yeah, that's just how it is.
The frustration of the streets of Detroit. Pato Ward will start 12th tomorrow, Dylan.
Marcus Ericsson is 9th. It's been a tough start to the weekend for a couple of reasons, but how indicative is the speed you have of what you got for tomorrow? Your teammates are 1st and 2nd, but you had a short session this morning.
Yeah, it's been a bit tricky. You know, I hit the wall yesterday, and we had to change some stuff, and cost us some time this morning. So that was obviously puts you on the back foot a little bit going into quali. But I think, you know, the team again did a tremendous job. The car was really good to drive, as you know, my teammates can show that as well. So really good car. It gets tight, you know, a couple of tenths too far off the top there, and that was enough to bump us out. So that's disappointing. I want to be in that Fast 6, so definitely not happy with P9, but we can still race from there.
Thanks, Marcus.
Yep, tracking and trending in the right direction. That's and our man Marty Snyder's there.
Colton Herta Was quickest when it counted today, fast in that session earlier on, and that's a good way to recover from Indianapolis, isn't it?
Yeah, man. I mean, complete 180, and just super happy for the team. You know, they worked their tails off in the month of May, and it was disappointing to say the least. So come back here, come back for some redemption, man. It feels good.
Kyle Kirkwood and Marcus Ericsson coming in for the high fives as well. At this track, it is so difficult, Colton. Every inch counts. How key is it to start up front tomorrow?
Yeah, man. And this qualifying session is so difficult here at this track. It's obviously it's hard to pass, but also it's so hard to just get a clean lap with how bumps are in here. It's probably the most aggressive place that we go to as far as bumps and walls. So it feels good to get this one.
For the first time this year, Colton Herta gets the P1 award here on the streets of Detroit. Kevin?
Alex Palou has his second best start of the season. If we did not have that late red flag and you just kept running, what do you think you might have had for him?
It's tough to say. We were going to be faster, but I don't know if faster than Coulter or not. He's been really fast all weekend. But yeah, anyway, pretty happy. The car's been awesome since practice one yesterday, and we're able to fight during all segments in qualifying. So yeah, standing on the front row, looking forward to tomorrow. It's going to be a busy race, but yeah, with a fast car, everything it's a little bit easier.
So Colton is one of those a little bit further back on pit lane. You are right here in the prime position. What advantage might that produce in the race?
Yeah, it depends on if it's a yellow stop or a green stop. If it's a green stop, it's not going to change anything. If it's a yellow stop, probably we're going to be happy that we're here up front. But yeah, we've never had a yellow stop here at Detroit with a dual pit lane, so going to be interesting tomorrow.
We need to watch and see if that happens. Alex Palou, the championship leader, has the best pit location. He starts second in the race tomorrow. Dylan.
Kyle Kirkwood will be sixth tomorrow after that spin there at the end. But you were third before that. How much more is in this car than maybe what you showed even in qualifying?
Oh yeah, I mean, hats off to Andretti Global. They've given us some awesome machines this weekend. We're rocket ships, and Colton just showed it just now. Had a little bit in the pocket, and we're saving it for Q3. I knew it was going to be hard to beat Colton, and that's kind of where the mistake came from. I knew, honestly, thinking back, I was like, I should have just taken an easy second, but you're never thinking that when you're in the Fast Six, right? You want to get that pole. So I went for it. I locked up. It's the first time I locked a front tire all weekend on a push lap. Yeah, so it was just a mistake, and then I tried to spin it around real quick to maybe not cause a yellow and impede somebody and lose a lap. But as I was doing that, I stalled. So, but hats off to the 27 crew. They've given us an awesome rocket ship this weekend. Sixth is a lot better than where we have been starting all year, so I'm happy with that.
Absolutely. Best start of the year for Kyle Kirkwood. He'll roll from sixth tomorrow.
Still a good spot. Yep. Qualifying didn't work out the way that Kyle wanted, but nonetheless, first three rows on this tricky, short street circuit is a decent place to be. And let your eyes walk through that graphic. How about the new man, Théo Pourchaire, there on the fourth row?
Yeah, he's the outlier in the top eight there. A brilliant job from the rookie, showing everybody what I'll bet Arrow McLaren saw when he showed up at Long Beach. Something in the data suggested this kid is special, and he's backing it up here in the D-Town.
Further back, the last Andretti Global entry, P9 there. Marcus Ericsson, great effort from Ferrucci in the top 10. Pato Award having those issues. Christian Rasmussen, solid effort there as well from the rookie. And Graham Rahal, note he will take a 6 grid place penalty for an unapproved engine change after the Indy 500. After some parts that were traced back to other failures were sourced back to his engine as well.
And then a little further back, Alexander Rossi unfortunately didn't advance out of the first phase of qualifying, nor did Agustin Canapino, and he said, I'm not quite sure. We were better in practice than we were in qualifying.
Yeah, but one that you almost think is going to for sure move forward, row 11, Felix Rosenqvist just got caught out with traffic and then overshooting the brake zone. But that partnership with Andretti Global suggests that he will be just as fast as the other street circuits this year if he can move forward. Watch out.
Tristan Vautier makes his long-awaited return to the NTT IndyCar Series. He starts on row 13 with Elio Castro Neves and Jack Harvey back there in 27th. Now,